Welcome everyone to the new 26 Vigilante 8 for this week. The CMC, one of the most consistent parts of this television series. And I mean consistent. These guys nail it with 6 out of 6s often. In fact, CMC episodes hold the record in New 26 history for the most 6s out of any individual character. That's how strong these three are. And this week is their latest venture, Marks for Effort. Now, the moral is simply one of education. It's practically when you have practically being honest in support of a friend. And also when you realize that you've kind of overshot a curriculum. Ever feel like you've ever had that one subject back in school that you were smarter than every other student in? I mean, literally, down to the floor. Like I was more of a math guy back in my youth and still am. I do numbers in my head pretty darn easily. And I'm quite the history smarty too. For the Cutie Mark Crusaders, they are a walking friendship book. In other words, they know Twilight's curriculum, even though they don't know Twilight's curriculum. They're masters at it. But you see, they're bored by Cheerilee's school. They're not really that interested. So they want to go to Twilight School instead and try every effort to do so. With forced cringy skits, naturally. But their efforts do get the attention of all the teachers. On added side note, our actual main characters actually teaching class, which is a plus. And we get to see all small little snippets of all their classes in this episode, which adds some further context to the School of Friendship, which is nice. But one of the Friendship School students, however, is not doing so well. She seems to be flunking through classes, so the CMC offer up to be out of school tutors. Needless to say, they succeed a little too well. But when the student decides to purposely flunk to help the CMC get into the school, my waifu Twi is not too fond of that. But after the student comes clean, everything is corrected. They are official graduates of the school, making them the first 3 to do so. And they are offered up as the school's official tutors, thanks to Starlight, who in her guidance counselor job doesn't seem to have much to do for Starlight. But also, Starlight, you've got my eyebrow rising. Midnight Confessions. But the main moral of this is sometimes you're good at something you didn't even know you're good at. But this is a natural evolution of what the CMC do. They help people on the outside, and they've been very good and very together as as friends. They're almost masters of just helping people at this point. If there were Alicorn checklist requirements, these three would have already met it at this point, considering their line of work. So having them as part of the school keeps them in the show's main loop and gives them a job that is perfect for them, on top of their usual CMCing. Naturally, they fit together well. All the characters have a nice role in this episode, and even the student pony ends up being likable at the end of this. But the thing that keeps it away from the perfection that the CMC usually hold on to is the first part of this episode. It's very cringy. Plus the fact that they went from banned from the school to graduates instantly is kinda weird. But after all, the student confessed to doing it wrong on purpose, so it makes sense they were insta-cleared. 22-minute time limit and whatever. But the first part of the episode is rather cringy and can be annoying at such. But it's the idea that the episode shifts gears to something a lot more logically and a lot more fitting for the CMC to get into the school that ends up saving the episode and ends up making you forget about the bad, cringy first act. The CMC are naturally perfect. At this point, there's no better three developed characters in this series than these three, and hopefully we get to see them tutoring plenty as the season and now confirmed next season rolls on. Yeah, we're going to be doing this again next year. But as far as marks for effort go, this is another excellent CMC episode. Not to the heights of things like Crusaders of the Lost Mark or Flight to the Finish, but still an excellent, superb episode that carries on the characters of the CMC, gives them a job at the friendship school, but most importantly, shows every member of the main cast doing their job at the school in perfect character. It finally gives the School of Friendship what it's needed: detail and dimension. Which, that's why I give marks for effort a 5 out of 6. This is yet another high watermark for the first half of this season, and yet another excellent episode for the Cutie Mark Crusaders. If you have some tutoring tales from back in your school days, or some other ways that the CMC could have gotten in without stealthing, I'd like to know them in the comments section below. And would you like to know some of those midnight confessions that are not safe for work? Lord knows I do, Starlight. But until next week, I'm Nirvana Sparkle. And I still need plenty of tutoring on this friendship thing. But I know how to find peace in your own Nirvana. See you next week.